Good afternoon, people. You are now tuned in to Urban Voices Radio. I am your host, Brad Harrison. I got my girl T. Marie in the building. What up, T?
What's up?
I got my main man, Sean Mucker.
My name like that for?
How do I say your name, Sean?
Like, you know, he put an emphasis on Mucker.
I got my man, Sean Mucker in the building. What up, Sean?
Going down.
What's going on, people? We have a special guest in the building, Miss Nicole Hayden. And look, I've been sitting here talking to Nicole for a few minutes because it's going to come to me. I know Nicole from somewhere. Either I know her or I know her name.
You probably run into her at a lot of social events.
Yeah,
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I'm sure.
More than likely.
Okay. So you're a socialite.
Yes.
So anyway,
Yes.
Miss Hayden is in the building today to discuss and give us the information about Derek and Ashley. And I should say, for those that are listening online or don't know, but if you're in the Metro Louisville area, I'm sure you know NBA champion. I put a champion on there because Derek Anderson did win a ring with the Miami Heat. So we have NBA champion, NCAA champion with the Kentucky Wildcats, Derek Anderson.
You got to put
Right.
Dawson alumni, too.
What's it, Dawson alumni?
Yeah, Dawson alumni.
That's before my tenure here.
High school. Yeah.
But we have Derek and Ashley Anderson, his lovely wife. They are putting on a gala this year for Derby.
Yes.
And the gala is called the... Look, see,
Yeah.
Look, and I just put this up too.
No,
Let me tell you,
The Stamina
it's
Foundation
called
Grandstand.
the Grandstand Gala.
It's the grandstand game. It's so much going on for Derby, y'all. Like I know, no shade for me not knowing the name. Like I actually just got the call recently to be an honoree for it. So it's not like, look, I just didn't know the name, but yeah, I'm honored. Derek and Ashley called me up and basically told me that they're doing a gala this year and they were honoring local people in the community that they see doing a lot of work. And so I was like, okay, are you sure? Look, are you sure that's me? So she wanted to, she reached out and just basically said she just been just seeing everything I've been putting into the community and she wanted to honor me for that. So I'm just basically getting honored, an honoree for the actual gala itself.
Oh, so you're an honoree.
Yes.
So are you not hosting it?
No.
But you're an honoree.
I'm an honoree.
Okay. So
Yes.
this gala takes place on April 30th.
Yes.
And you are an honoree because what work do you do in the community? Let the people know what you do.
Yeah, that's what we need to do. Because, you see friends in that code, she got a little sponsorship group, website.
Can she tell her?
Hey, look, go ahead.
No,
Seriously, no, you're good.
Go ahead, Mr.
I mean, well, currently right now, I am the CEO and president of 50/50 Mentoring Collaborative. Well, Friends of Nicole 50/50 Mentoring Collaborative. So I have a mentoring program for high school and middle school girls. And so I partner them with 50 other influencers in the community. So that's 50 mentors, 50 mentees for 50 hours for 1 year. And so basically connecting these young girls with women who look just like them. And so from that, I've been, doing a lot of community service things, I guess, throughout the community when it comes to young girls and empowerment of young girls and women. So,
Okay, so let me go back to this.
Okay.
50-50, right?
Yes.
So 50-50 is specifically for young girls.
Yes.
Is it young girls of color or any young girl?
Any young girl.
Okay. So any young girl. So you take young girls, the background doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be troubled youth. It doesn't have to be any particular.
No, it doesn't necessarily have to be any particular, but we do want girls we're not just, you have to apply to be in the program.
Okay.
So mentors have to apply and the mentees have to apply also. So we are taking girls, any type of girl, but we want girls whose families are pretty much involved also, because we not only work with just the girls, but we also work with the families and the schools also. So right now, currently, we got about 40 girls. Basically, I work with about 6 high schools and middle schools locally. So majority of those girls come from my group mentoring program that I do in JCPS. But we also have a lot of other girls outside of that as well.
Let's kick it then.
Yeah.
So check this out. So what made you decide to start a mentoring program with girls? And why I ask that is because we typically see these programs for young boys, right?
Yes.
Because young boys, particularly young Black boys,
Yes.
are deemed to be at risk.
Mm-hmm.
But I think in doing, which that is true,
Mhm.
but in doing that, I think there has been, we've kind of ignored our young ladies as well.
Yes.
So what made you decide to start this 50-50?
Well, being somebody from Louisville, Kentucky, being somebody who grew up all around Louisville, Kentucky, I've been in the inner city. I had to look at things that work for me. Being a graduate of the Central High School, you know, a lot of times that, you know, that
proud of Central.
Of course. But no, being a kid from just a predominantly Black high school, we get a lot of stereotypes. We get a lot of, you know, sometimes poor services, lack of books or whatever we got when we was in school. And so therefore, being in that environment, there were a lot of people that stepped in to help me get to where I had to get to in life. And so a lot of mentors, they had a program called, I think it was like MTRP, Minority Teacher Recruitment Program. And I was one of those kids. Yeah, they had a lot of sass on me. So they would get me out of class and pull me out of class and do like a group session with me and my friends, like once a month. And it was called, what was it called? Change or something like that, I remember. But from that program, I felt like now is my time to give back. So I'm already in the schools, but I felt like there needed to be more of me. JCPS only has about 3 or 4 people who actually get the contract through JCPS to do group mentoring. So when I'm in these schools, I mean, there's 20 girls, you know, a school pretty much. And I'm like, I want you guys to meet friends of Nicole. I want you guys to meet women just like me, business owners, influencers, CEOs, judges, lawyers, doctors. Those are all my friends. And I want them to be able to meet you so that you can see that there's people out in the community who look just like you, who are doing their dream jobs, who are following their career paths, and you can do that as well.
Salute to you. Now let me ask you a man question. I've been dying to ask. Look, I've been dying to ask.
Okay.
That's I check this out. You said you would get pulled out of class sometimes because you were a young girl with sass.
Yes.
Right? Now,
yes.
Typically, in our community, in African American community, and in Latino community, women seem to have sass. This is something that is like, and I got Latino buddies like the Puerto Rican chicks, Caliente. They have that sass, right? As a Black woman, where do you think that sass comes from? Like being a young person, right? Before you finish, let me ask you this, because as men, right? I use myself.
Okay. Thank you.
I used to I almost been trying to get everybody in trouble. I used to love sassy women, right? I just hated it when they were sassy to me. Like, where does sassiness come from?
Hey, that's a whole nother like radio podcast. Like that's a whole different show. That's a whole different show, because I feel like, you know,
I think it's inherited.
It is inherited. I think so. I think
it's embedded in our DNA.
You think it's like environmental?
I think they teach you from 2nd to 5th grade.
No. But it's like, now we're like tomorrow, just having we're going to watch a documentary called Push Out. And it's basically about the criminalization of Black girls, like in schools. And so it's like talking about all these points, you know, like to the average person, sass and confidence and loving yourself and owning and walking in it for a Black girl is everything. It's Black girl magic. But to some officials in the school system, they consider that as sass. That's too much. She's been aggressive. You know, she's been, yeah. So we have a system that is creating a path for our young girls. Like I contracted Minor Daniels. And if anybody knows, Minor Daniels is the former Butcher High School. So that is where all of the girls would go who have been kicked out of regular school.
So like alternative school.
Like an alternative school. But when I go into this school, of course, you know, like I said, this might be a whole nother conversation, but it's a prison pipeline for me. And when I look in that school, I just see our girls. And when I'm asking them, why are you, because some of these students I've been knowing since they was in middle school. So they've been in my girls group since middle school. And now they're in high school and I see them in this alternative school. I'm like, what happened? What, you know, why are you here? Oh, because I got into a fight and I accidentally, when the teacher was trying to break it up, I kicked her and I accidentally punched her. And now they're sitting me here for the rest of the school year. So what happened to the girl that you was fighting? You know, was she the same color as you? What happened to her? Oh no, she didn't. She just got suspended, but I'm here. So the problem is, it's like when it comes to sass and the way we carry ourselves, we have to create, I guess, an avenue for other teachers and school officials to know, like, this is Black, this is us. We embrace that. Sass, okay, we know what disrespect means, but at the same time, having some sort of confidence or having some sort of sass about yourself doesn't always have to come off as being negative.
Now, look, I'm glad you brought that up, right? Because I think that is an issue. I think that is a serious issue, particularly when you're talking about schools and pipeline in prison.
Yeah.
I think it's an issue because when you don't have teachers or representatives in the school that represent us, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between, like you said, sass and disrespect.
Mm-hmm.
So say you're a Black staff member
Mm-hmm.
and you see a young girl or boy
Mm-hmm.
that talks in, I won't say sass for boys, but say in sassy language for girls or
Mhm.
maybe a slangish language for boys, right? In
Mhm.
our community, we do that.
Yes.
But there's a line that we don't cross, right?
Yes.
Well, with someone that's non-Black, they don't know the difference or don't want to know the difference between
Mhm.
someone over the line being disrespectful and
Yeah.
just sass. So it all goes into one category. And then when these kids aren't responding the way that they think non-Black kids respond,
Mm-hmm.
then it's an automatic suspension
Yep.
or expulsion or
Yep.
in schools, whatever they do. And
Yep.
then that
IEP.
Yeah.
Is that what- is that-
They start
what
creating
is
IEP.
see, they have all these acronyms now. What is IEP?
Nah, it's like-
evaluation.
It's the individual evaluation program.
program.
So the program for, I guess, for kids that are disruptive to get them back on track. Is that
Yeah,
what
but
it
it's
is?
an individual. It's not like, so for some set rules for this kid,
Mhm.
for a particular kid, if they have certain behavior issues or something like that.
So there's all these different labels, I guess, that they put on children,
Mm-hmm.
and ultimately their steps, I guess, leading to
Yeah.
check off this list, check off this list.
Like
and-
basically doing paperwork. They gather them paperwork.
But they provide them with counseling. Sometimes if you get an IEP, you can't necessarily get suspended
Right.
but you got to have some sort of behavior condition or ADHD or defiant disorder or something like that to be considered, to get an IEP.
Okay, so how long have you been doing this program, man?
I actually started 50/50. We're like 6 months in, but I've been an advocate for youth for over like 10, 20 years.
6 months, man.
Yeah, so we just got our 501(c), nonprofit, as far as, but like I said, I've been doing a group mentoring in JCPS for 3 years. And so our particular program just kind of jumped off and we're just running. We're just going and we're running.
Okay, so this event is April 30th.
That particular event is April 30th, Thursday of Derby. It's going to be at the convention center. So we're super excited. She has Raheem Devine lined up for that particular event. And then we have our big fundraiser on Derby Day. And so we have a Derby brunch that we do every year. And so we're excited to partner with the Arts and Design College this year to do it at the mansion. And
hold on.
Yes,
I'm not familiar. What mansion? She said like, the mansion. Look,
we got a mention.
hold on, listen.
They do. You be surprised. In
You
this
ain't
area.
talking about that mansion that they had at pool party at.
Oh, no.
Okay,
This actually used to be, the shade.
No, that was not shade. I didn't mean it as shade.
It's okay.
I mean, that's the only time I heard somebody say something about a mansion. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No disrespect to the
No.
promoters of that. I
Oh,
apologize.
no, it's all good.
But no, you said it like beat mansion, like it's,
No.
we
Like
haven't been in those spaces that you've been in.
And you know what? Look,
Like
and I
it's
haven't
supposed to
either.
know.
Louisville.
Look at that.
They do.
No.
But no, honestly, and it's so crazy because it's in this area. You know what I mean? It used to be the Speed Mansion.
Okay.
Actually, where the Speed Art Museum there is basically their family mansion that they kind of like passed down. But if you Google anything, the old Speed Mansion, that's what it was. So it's the old
Louisville.
around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah. It's actually in
that
this.
one that was supposed to host that barbecue. Join that time too.
Look,
No,
I don't
I'm just-
know, like, what is it? No, this actually, it's been kind of like shut down. They have a lot of historic mansions and things in this area that, of course, we don't know about. Like, I've been in Louisville my whole life, and I'm like,
There's a lot of them
So-
on 4th Street.
so,
or
like-
Central Park.
I'm like, so wait a minute. I've been here my whole life and I've never seen this. So yeah, so we're super excited. This is actually my 6th year doing it. So I've had my brunch Derby Day from 11 to 3 for about 6 years now. And this is our big fundraiser. Year before last, we didn't have it. We set it out the following year we had it, and every year it's a fundraiser. So every year I would pick a different organization to donate proceeds from. And the last 2 or 3 years I've been fundraising to take our girls to Africa. So I just recently took a group of my girls to Morocco last year, 2018. I took a group of girls to Morocco. So that was super dope. So this year we're fundraising to take them back, but this year we're going to, 2021, we're going to go to West Africa. And so we'll be fundraising and doing the brunch.
Are these all girls trips?
I'm sorry, like.
I'm gonna be a shop. I want to go West Africa.
But no,
I'll pay my way.
We actually, no, sister, we've been talking a lot and trying to partner with a lot of different male organizations in the community. So it's like the more the merrier. Like we don't want to take a big group, so we might be taking 2 trips. Just depends on, you know, how everything goes. You just never know. So we're open to, you know, then we have some adult trips outside of school that we just take the adults to. So we're going to the Carnival this year. So we're going to Trinidad. So yeah, so I give you more details.
You're right.
I think that festival is the end of like September, like what's it, Labor Day? Labor Day weekend. September, August.
That'll be enough time for people to be able to come.
I can show up.
So we're super excited, and that's, you know, basically one of our main initiatives for 50/50 is global education. So we have like sisterhood, confidence, community engagement, global education. So those things that we try to focus on, because I feel like getting our kids outside of just Louisville, let them not outside the United States, that could just open up so many doors and possibilities to take them everywhere.
And let's break down this myth, right?
Okay.
Because there's a myth out there that is untrue.
Okay.
From what I understand. I haven't been to West Africa or Africa period. But I have a lot of friends.
Okay.
I have close friends from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my African friends, there's this myth that Africans are not accepting of African Americans, right? And it's a myth because my friends that I speak with, they say the resistance they get is when they come to America, that the blacks here treat them a certain way, but when we go to Africa, we're embraced. We're embraced. So we need to connect more with the people that we've been
this weekend. Look, what was y'all at Saturday?
We weren't invited. We weren't invited.
Oh my God!
You talking about the Coming to America event?
Yeah.
Oh, we weren't in the concert.
I think so.
No, because I went to the concert.
We were at Pleasure B.
Yeah, that was a millennial concert. Yeah. So yeah.
Like you know, one myself.
Well, boy, I didn't really show up.
He danced.
Really? Look, really, what happened?
They use this stuff as practice.
Are you serious?
Everybody uses Louisville as practice.
I don't believe that.
Oh my God!
I think they put on a great.
That did do.
I think they put on a great show. I think, you know, it was a first show. That's why I said being to be the first show. I don't think it's a practice show, but I think.
Yeah. But we need to get out there because Remy, I'm gonna get with Remy because she usually invites me to everything, and she didn't invite me to that.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't hers though.
It was.
Oh, okay.
No. Well, no, Remy was the host. Remy was the host, and so my girl AI, you know what I'm saying. Basically, she's actually a mentor of my program as well. And so she did this program because we wanted to, it was called Coming to America, but it was basically bridging the gap. She is from, she's African descent. And of course, she was one of those young kids that came to America at a young age. And so in my schools, it was, oh my God, there's a big issue with the African girls and then the American girls.
Yeah.
And so it's like, at one hand, I'm like, we all won, we won. But of course, we've been so,
westernized,
but in media had a lot to do with that. And so we have our own stereotypes about what we think Africans are. You know what I mean? What it looks like and what they smell like, and we ain't never been. So all we have is when they come here, it's like, we don't want to be there because they consider to be poor, whether they smell, they can't speak any English. So of course, as Americans, we've already we don't want to be associated with that. So like I said, that's a whole other topic on itself. Some people don't even want to put the word African on American. They just want to be American. Yeah. And so I had the opportunity to travel to Africa when I was 17. So I knew what that meant for me. You know what I mean? So it's like I came in, I had the opportunity to go, and I asked all my friends, come on, y'all want to go? We're going to Ghana. We're going to Togo. They was like, I ain't going over there. So I went, And when I went, I came back and was like, yo, it's a whole, they are kings and queens over there. They got money. Everybody's not poor. You have just like you have.
It's the richest continent on the globe.
I'm like, so everybody has to go.
That's why they try to, that's why our media tries to display it in
it's the
a way.
richest continent on the globe with some of the poorest countries because Western nations come in and robbed it for its natural resources. But it's the richest continent in terms of natural resources.
Oh my God.
So when you went to Africa, you came back with your mindset change.
Oh, yes. I was 16, 17 years old, coming back while a junior in high school. Like I said, I had my first share of run-ins with, just being a young Black girl at that time. So when I came back, I was like, oh, I'm all about like my people, because when I went, I stayed in the village. I didn't just go on no tours. I went in the village, like I'm at the top of the mountain in the mountain of Dobaji. I stayed in Africa for like a month, so it wasn't like I just went.
You were there.
Yeah, and even my girls that I just took to Morocco, we went for a month. We're not just going for vacation.
So in a month, what did you eat? Do you remember?
Yes, I do.
They were putting stuff in the ground and
everything. Like goat, chicken, rice, a lot of rice, pineapples. I got sick of pineapples. I was eating pineapples because I was scared to eat anything else. But if it looked good, looked like chicken. I mean, hey, I don't know what it could have been, but if it was good.
Ritual before y'all start eating.
Well, for me, I had a little issues because I was still curvy and stuff when I was growing up. So the bigger you are, the more. You're considered to be like royalty, like you got money, like wealthy.
So that movie, Monique's movie was correct.
It's literally like I'm for real, like for real. But no, seriously. So when I stayed with my host family, they wanted to feed me. And, I'm like, okay, I eat, but it was like, no, you want more, and it's disrespectful to kind of say no. Right. So I'm like taking food, putting the napkins, throwing it back to the dog, stuffing it in my, my purse, just because I'm like, I don't want no more. I mean, I ate, you gotta get any kind of food, you gotta get
fatten you up.
Taste buds together. But yeah, so they was trying to keep
They was trying to get you married.
Literally, I got the post while I was down there. Like, I did.
So did you go to the trial where you can have more than one wife?
I don't. At that time, at 17, I don't know. But it was super dope. Actually, there I got a chance to like be an ambassador for the village. So they made me queen of their village at 17. And it was a big thing.
So you made an impression.
I did, yeah. And they had news. It was like but you know what's something funny? I watched The Color Purple. Like when Phyllis Kid was about to get cut and everything, but it was that big because like all the people of the village, and the village I stayed in was on top of a mountain. So all the people of the village had to come in and vote. I couldn't walk. They had to like carry me in these little things. Mind you, we on the mountain. I'm like, yo.
They carried you?
Listen, she's not getting carried. She's gonna walk because if I fall, I'm going to die. Like
so, carry you like royalty, like carry you?
Literally, they throwing flowers. I'm just thinking like, they just doing this because I'm, they
you about to get husband?
Listen.
You know what was going on?
They started to know.
I'm telling you, it was what they did. They did some sacrifices with chickens and breaking chickens' heads and blood and all this craziness. But my auntie actually took me, so I'm like, yo, she's like, I'm not gonna let them do nothing, nothing to you. But they gave me gifts. I mean, it was like a real traditional ceremony. Look, it wasn't no
Did you get married at 17?
I kept a pen pal. His name was Emil. We talked all the way up until I got to college. We used to write each other back and forth. Up until
That was her husband.
He did.
Well, they talk about a work husband. She got an
She got divorced when she got back on the plane.
But you know what? I'm going back in 2021, and I'm going to try to find him. Okay. Yes, I am. I'm going to try to find my host host family that I stay with. So we're going to Togo and we're going to Ghana.
Okay. So when you went, what country was this? Ghana that you went?
Yeah, Togo, but Ghana's like right next to Togo, so I was in between.
Okay, so when you were there at 17, do people in Ghana speak English?
Yeah, I mean it's mostly like French. Okay. They speak more French than anything, but a lot of people spoke English.
So there wasn't really a language barrier when you
it was nobody. My host family nobody spoke English, but like one person. So I mean, but that's the beauty of like traveling abroad. Like anywhere you go, you're able to communicate. Because I mean, when you go like that, they're my peoples. Yeah. I mean, we got so many similarities. You know, whether it be body language, gestures, music. Like my host family had a battery, and they danced. They didn't realize that I knew how to dance too. So we turned it up like all hours of the night with the music coming from a battery. A car battery, they hooking things up and plugging it to the radio, and we're dancing. But some of the dance was like, oh my God, I know that's like the Tootsie Roll. You know, that's like the butterfly. I mean, but like so many similarities, and you like, them are peoples, and you can swipe them down like you said. I think your face look familiar. I feel like, I look like that could be my cousin. That look like
what was dude's name over there?
Emil.
I might be Emil, man.
No, you're not. You feel it.
I just got back.
You just got back. Yeah, but it was nice.
You don't talk French. You don't talk French. You talk French to you, buddy.
Emil spoke English. He spoke English.
See, I always say everybody knows the universal language, the finger. So
they can tell body language, but I didn't have a problem. Only thing I had a problem with, to keep it all the way real, is where the bathroom at?
I was outdoors.
Yeah, that was a whole nother program. You know what I'm saying? So that was the only thing, but they figured out what I meant. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But it was over in the behind the bush in the little tin thing.
So what you wipe with?
I have my own toilet paper. like I didn't go nowhere without my backpack. So we
this food.
You get what I'm saying? Hey, it's real. Like you didn't go.
She got a couple leaves.
But the thing is, you had to like. Without being exposed, you know, like they don't have nowhere to dispose of toilet paper. So they had like outhouses. Mm-hmm. Like if some of the other teenagers that went with us, they stayed in like families in the village, but they had outhouses. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I'm familiar with outhouses from my grannies. You know, they live in the country and stuff like that. But to go in, I'd rather just go outside and go in the outhouse because the flies and the bugs and it's just it's too high. It's just But other than that, we communicated. But I mean, I will say that when you go over there as an American, I felt like dumb. I mean, you know what I mean? Because because they speak 2 and 3 languages. Yeah. The value of education is so like high. It's high. Like that's why they laugh at us when they come to America and like, see
you have all these resources, all this availability.
Y'all want to be y'all want to be ignorant, y'all want to be violent, y'all want to kill each other. Yeah. It's disheartening. So then also going to the village and seeing some of the elders, you know what I mean? They knew that some of the blacks left, America, but they didn't understand why we didn't come back.
They didn't know it was a boomerang trip.
They didn't know about Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. You thinking like everybody know about Martin Luther King, everybody know about Malcolm X, everybody know about, what we were civil rights and what we went through. They had no clue. It was like literally heartbreaking to them. Like this, we telling them like we showing them pictures. I'm pulling out like stuff. I had brought magazines and things like that, but they just didn't have a clue.
So were they?
That wasn't by choice.
Were they aware that we were kidnapped?
They was aware. Okay. They was aware that we left, but they didn't understand, like, okay, why y'all didn't come back.
So they didn't understand the atrocities we went through.
No. And these are elders. And then, like as time went on, the younger generation, we're in the village. We're not where people. In the city. Yeah, we're not where people have access to, to the
modern technology.
Yeah, this is like somebody's granny, and we're literally sitting around in a circle talking with, having an interpreter with the elders of the church, and people still. I'm just like.
So did you ever want to check and to see where your family was originated from?
Yes.
After the trip?
Yeah, and our family did that. When we was younger, like my granny's sisters and brothers and things like that. So they took it back. We're from somewhere in West Africa. We got a little bit of this and that in us. But we went back and found out.
Okay. I remember like a trip like that would be like mind blowing.
Yeah, and it's embarrassing because I mean, honestly, when you travel, even meeting people at the airport, meeting people, I'm talking to everybody, but it's just like, where are you from? I'm like, I'm from Kentucky. They were like, okay, what part of Africa are you from? They know you black. Like, what's your family? What's your background? And I'm like, I don't know. They just came and got me like, I don't know.
Now look, to get you there, let's check this out. Look, people don't understand. No, listen, people don't understand we have this conversation now, right? African American, meaning black people in America that are descendants of slavery.
Yeah.
We are the only group of people walking this planet. Not just this country, this planet. that have been disconnected from our ancestors and our heritage.
Yeah.
Everyone else came to America voluntarily and were able to keep ties with their native country. So when we're in America, we think of things that just have become American tradition, like like St. Patrick's Day. These are celebrations from Ireland. They came back. They came with these group of people. When we were brought to America as slaves, we lost our language, our family, our religion, our culture, our everything. We're totally disconnected from the place that birthed us. So what's crazy is that even when you go back to Africa, when you went at 17, right, and you say that these people speak 3 or 4 different languages, right? Just think of that. Even after slavery, right? You have the reason they speak French and these other languages is because Europeans came over and colonized a lot of these countries. And a lot of these countries just got their freedom back within the last 50 to 100 years. Yeah. So while we're slaves, they've been colonized under a British system or a French system, a non-African system, you know? So it's like the entire world has come over to Africa and victimized these people.
Right. That's true.
Yeah, it's a crazy thing, huh?
It is. It is. And the crazy thing, when I took the girls to Morocco last year, the thing is, I don't just take them, like I said, again, just for vacation. They went to study different things that are going on as far as like in Morocco, and then the language barriers, water crisis. They actually had the village that we stayed in when we went to Morocco. They were getting water for a village from fog. And so there was different fog traps and things like that. But it's just like
fog? Oh, so they were able to evaporate the water.
Yeah.
From fog.
Yeah.
And look, I think I did a science project like in the 3rd grade. I don't know how to do it.
I was amazed. Look, I was amazed. So but like making sure that everyone knows what's going on, making sure our value system in education with our African American girls just needs to be a priority, not just with our girls, but just us as a whole. Like how we value education and how we value other countries and how we can learn from other countries, because you can go, the point I was trying to make, that you can go anywhere. When I was there, I went to Paris as well. So traveling to Paris, you go there and you see that everybody is just French. You know what I mean? They're not Black French. They're not, Mexican French. Like America's the only place where you get to kind of have your identity with where you come from. But we just mixed in, African American, like Blacks is just all in one big old thing, but you can be from an island, you can be from, they don't, it's just like you Black, you're African American. But going to these different places and realizing everybody's just one. Like when you go to, Paris, it's like everybody's just one. And that's a whole other time. But the appreciation for the Black culture, it's just like it's a culture. We come here and we see the white girls with braids and this and that. We're like, oh, they trying to be Black. You go over there, you can just tell like they ain't trying to be Black. That's just the culture.
Listen, hold on, let me think before we get any further. I had not an argument, but debate with someone that was disputing that. I think it was the time that Kim, there you go. Kim Kardashian with the braids, right? And they're like, Kim Kardashian is appropriating Black culture, right? And we were the first ones to invent French braids. I said, say the word again. French braids. What is Black about French?
Right, like let the people oh my God, it was.
So if I argue about some French toast, then I got a problem.
But I'm saying,
I understand what that
a lot of look as well. We've been victims of a lot of things, right? People have stolen our culture, no doubt, right? Yeah. But I'm saying that at times as well, we have adopted other people's culture as well. So
which is beautiful. It's like if they want to wear I've never been that type of person that just like it's mine and I want to claim it. It's like, no, if she want to wear braids, she want to do that. Let her live. Let her live her best life.
So how do people, young ladies, you said they had to apply? So when is open season and all that?
For 5150.
50.
Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. My bad. It's 50-50, but listen, I'm a huge Corey Holcomb fan, so I watched the 5150 show.
It's in
my head. I don't think Corey Holcomb.
Corey Holcomb won't fit the. Corey Holcomb won't fit the
show.
Nah, he won't fit the. Women hate Corey Holcomb.
I don't even know who that is, but okay.
We're gonna focus on.
But look, I don't even know who that is, but
so
okay.
How you come up with the concept? Okay.
Like I said, 50 mentors, 50 mentees for 50 hours for 1 year. Let's go half. Let's go half on these kids. Let's come together collectively and do what we need to do for our babies at the end of the day. So, and that's those 50 hours consist of like 4 hours a month. That's one-on-one conversations, outings. Every month we have 12 different experiences that you're going to experience being a part of this program. We just had the Coming to America Gala, which was
amazing. Pictures was amazing.
Thank you. So we just had that event Saturday. This Sunday we're going to be at the Speed. We're partnering with the Speed Art Museum for the showing of the Push Out documentary. So you guys are
what is Push Out?
What? The documentary.
You just said it. I missed that part. What is Push Out?
The Push Out is about the Black criminalization of African American girls in the school system.
Okay. Yeah, so, that's the prison of pipe. See, but you really don't hear. You really don't hear too much about the female prison, the prison pipeline. But we know it exists, but you really don't much hear about it.
Yeah.
And you know what I think is great is because females are definitely being ignored.
Yeah.
And why it's so important that you're doing this now. For whatever reason, maybe it's the media or the culture now. You know, when we watch World Star, just YouTube these videos, right? When I was coming up, dudes were the ones scrapping, right? These females are out here now bumping. So I'm like, we need to get a grip on this before you know it gets out of hand. So people like you that are out here doing something is great. And I heard you say 50-50, like let's go half on the child. Would it be great if R. Kelly didn't mess it up? The kid could have been let's go half on a baby. We done messed up the whole slogan. We can say let's go half on a baby. Now you think about R. Kelly.
I'm just saying.
When she said that, I thought about it. I said, oh, it's a great song.
Rest up though, because I'm thinking the same thing. Like, look,
I forgot all about Kelly. Let me not use that. Let me not use that analogy. Let me not use that. But no, seriously, it's definitely needed. And we need the support from our Black men too. You know what I mean? To help push our young girls, whether it be young girls, our young boys. But I can say that there needs to be a lot of support from Black men to help support us.
Yeah, I mean, I agree because, you know what I'm saying, I think sometimes we miss that the father sets the tone for the man and the woman's life, as well as the first day and all that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I think definitely, I think sometimes we forget how big both the mother and the father play a role in the family dynamic.
Because America's pitting us against each other. I hate that. It's like a gender war going on out here in the Black community. I'm like, man, sister, I didn't do it.
Yeah, but that goes back to where you said, well, like I said, look, we're gonna talk about that we'll put that on the next topic of the show. But they have pinned us against each other, and I guess that's where that sass and stuff like that, comes into play, because if you grew up with nothing but women and you were taught to be strong because there were no men to in the household to hold it down, you have no other choice but to be strong. So or not depend on a man, or not know the role of what a man's supposed to do for you, even as a young girl. Because, if you're a young girl coming up now, when it comes to the dynamic of being with a man, it's like you got to get him for his money. What Cardi say, we are not taking lessons from 40 big.
But she's an example of
not just Cardi, City Girls, Megan, everybody, anything you listen to. If you just take the time today, when you go home today and listen to our music, when women are speaking, what are they speaking about? They're teaching our young girls to screw a nigga and get some money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If he ain't paying this, he ain't paying that, he ain't doing. I mean, we're conditioned. Young, even if it's just songs, we're conditioned to know that if he ain't stepping up to this play, which I'll be like, ooh, we so hard on these men. You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at men as a 37-year-old girl now, and I'm taking myself out of the equation and looking at our men like, dang, like they didn't have no help. They don't have a clue. They don't know how to be men. No. And we expect so much for them, so we constantly battling. It's like bumping. I just do it on my own. I ain't got time for that because he don't even know how to treat me. Well, we don't even know how to allow a man to treat us.
Amen.
So the two-way street.
She already preached today.
No, but look, and I had a situation with my daughter last week, right? So, her car was down, and it's been down for like a month, and she lives in Nashville, and she said work. So we just through conversation, we found out that your car is down. Why? Well, I'm 24, and I don't think that it's your responsibility. Okay, But
if I got the
your car is down, you have a daddy.
Yeah. She okay though? Cause with the tornado, was she straight?
Yeah, she was straight. Okay. I called her that morning at 6 a.m.
You know he was been on the road.
I called 6 a.m. I said, "Are you okay? There's a tornado." At the time, there were only two deaths reported. Mm-hmm. She was like, "I heard some wind last night, but I just woke up."
She just slept through it. She just slept through it.
She had good sleep.
But I was like, I get the strength, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people don't have fathers in their life, or maybe that are in a position that can help you.
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
Yeah.
So allow a man to be a man.
I don't think your daughter like you telling her business live on the radio.
Okay, well, we get it because we're taught. But no, seriously, we're taught to be. Handle it. At the end of the day, whether you got your daddy or your mama, you grown, in our generation, you 18, you grown, you got other cultures. They don't leave the house until they get 20, married. Yeah, they don't leave the house. We push our kids out of the house so soon. And so we teach them, you ain't got the choice but to be grown. Any means necessary. Whatever you need to do to pay your bills, whatever you got to do, just go work and go do it.
And that's how our conversation ended. I ain't going to touch you more, but like, your lease is up in June. You need to come back home and save some money. That's how it ended. But
she don't want to. I mean, I understand what you're saying because you want to come home to where your support is. But on the flip side, she want to be like, nah, I'm grown. I want to see if I can make it.
Especially
on my own.
From college.
Right.
If your finances aren't right, come back home till they get right. You can go back.
Nah, because then you got to answer your mama's rules. You got to go. You got to answer my rules.
No, because I understand. Like, because when I came home from the military, a grown man. Got out the military, and I'm sitting here, getting myself back on my feet. And, I'm staying with my mother, and I'm like, I don't feel right coming in at 12, 1, 2 o'clock. Yeah. So I'm a grown man coming in at 9 o'clock.
And you got to be in on time.
Well, whatever the case may be. So, it makes you feel bad because if you respect your parents, you're not going to come in inappropriate hours. But as a grown person, you're like, forget this, man. I want to go out and do. So it's hard. It's hard.
I'm not sweating it. Come home and get yourself together. You don't have to stay long.
Nah, that's just because the parents got the empty nest syndrome and they want their kids at home anyway.
I ain't got no empty nest.
Baby goes like, you ain't call me. Why you ain't call me?
So how often do your daughter reach out to you? Like, does she call you during the week or something?
We talk every day.
Good then, bro. The problem is when she stopped calling you.
Yeah.
They ain't coming for that money. Back to that program. So how do people get involved with 50/50?
Actually, find us on any social media platform, 50/50 Mentoring Collaborative on Facebook, Instagram. Actually, we're in the process of getting our website done, so you can go to friendsofnicole.com. If you hashtag any Friends of Nicole, I'm sure something about the program or just me per se will come up. So just reach out to me. You can email me at
I'm interested in this brunch.
Yes, y'all come to the brunch. I want y'all live. I want y'all red corporate, ready. Because I'm just saying, you got it. You officially, you have it. Today's the day.
There's food at, I'm there.
Hey.
So this is Derby Day.
Derby Day from 11 to 3.
So, big head day,
Big head. I mean, they don't come to blood. They don't play. So it's a head contest for the ladies and a bow tie contest for the men.
Really?
Yes.
Oh,
trophy. The whole 9 yards. We do the head walk. We do the bow tie walk. So yeah.
Are tickets still available?
Tickets, I haven't even announced it. So you guys are the first.
Oh, it's
exclusive.
It's exclusive. So what's the menu looking like?
Hey, we got chefs coming in from a little bit of everywhere cooking to make sure that you're going to get like top of the line.
So brunch is what, like breakfast and lunch?
Yeah, breakfast and lunch a little bit.
So like chicken, probably, and eggs.
See, we might get a little fancy, little egg.
You gonna eat inside,
but you gonna
right. Plus, you part of the media, so like you can learn about it.
So it's open, but at the same time, you got to be on the list. So it's like
can we get some seafood?
Do you know about the range of tickets?
How much they're gonna cost? Yeah, they'll be anywhere from like 75 to 125.
Cool. Come out.
Yeah, we're gonna have a live band. We have a live DJ. We got some celebrity invited guests that are coming into play this year.
Liquor,
mimosas, unlimited mimosas. Oh yeah, we do it up.
Messed up.
But we definitely want you guys to come out.
Late,
we
so
definitely want you to come out.
Late.
So one more time, on all social media platforms, it's 50/50?
Yeah, 50/50. Or you can look me up on my website at friendsofnicole.com.
And then you said there was an email that was?
Email is info@5050mentoring @gmail.com.
And congratulations
Thank
on
you.
being an honorary guest. We say honorary. I was gonna say.
Yeah, but listen,
I'm talking about for the gala.
For the gala.
Okay.
But I have to plug in all the rest because Derby's going to be so hype. My schedule is super crazy this year. So on that Wednesday, we have the Diversity Derby, the Derby Diversity Summit that'll be going on. So this year, I don't know if you're familiar with Tawana Bain. She does a big Derby Diversity Summit. It usually held at the Golf House.
He's hosting the sneaker ball.
Okay, well, just think about. Well, yeah. So this year she's doing a youth convention on that Wednesday. So I am the chair committee of that. So we'll be leading a youth program that Wednesday night of Derby from like 5 to 8. So she'll be releasing all that on Monday. Yes. And then that Thursday, of course, is the Sneaker Ball and Ashley's Gala. But also after that is the Urban League Gala that'll be coming up. So I serve as a youth and education chair on the Young Professionals Urban League. So you guys got to come out because we have a booth. We got a different little swag that's going to come with this gala.
Year,
so it's going down.
So Derby is black this year.
Is black this year.
I didn't put on a t-shirt up. Derby is black.
It's gonna be
What's
wow.
Black.
Oh,
There's like a lot of black events.
Yeah.
Not like typically entertainment events, but this year there's a lot of black networking, professional, and mentoring programs.
Yeah.
Hey, you just said something though. She said the young professionals.
Yeah.
I think saying.
Tell you to run that.
Yeah, I think somebody need to put these young kids in some dresses and bow ties and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because to show them what it's like to look.
For Derby.
All right, so we have all this popping off.
Yes.
Congrats.
Thank you.
On the award.
Thank you.
You have been doing big things out here.
Hey.
So we'll be at the brunch, people. If you need something to do tonight, we're having the official launch party for the station. 106.3 tonight. It is at Tawana's place.
Okay.
Encore.
Come out and have some drink.
It's 6 to 2.
6 to 2.
So you can
6 to 2.
Well, officially it's 6 to 10, and then there's some additional stuff to go.
Yeah, so it's like networking.
I know I'm old, honey. I can't.
You come in anywhere between 6 and 2. You good.
Regular bed back.
$10 tickets. Get you in tonight. Encore.
Can I get my ticket right now?
I just gave them to her.
She's still here.
Okay.
So we definitely.
4th Street Live, $10 tickets.
Come out and kick it with our voices.
If you want to come out, you'll have all the on-air personalities from the radio station. There's about 20 or 30 of us will be up there. Wow. You have opportunities to promote your business live on Facebook stream as well as on the station's internet site.
Okay.
There's networking opportunities. There's food,
drinks, music.
And you've been to Encore. Encore's a pretty dope place. So 4th Street Live right across the street from the Palace Theater, 6 p.m.
Let's go. Get there. Meet us. Beat us.
This is what I do every day. Oh my God. Thank you.
Every Saturday afternoon, 106.3 p.m. People.
You said p.m.
Oh, I'm everywhere today. 106.3 FM and 1 p.m. is what I was trying to say. We out here.
Stop my life. We got to start remixing what we were saying.
Oh, yeah.
Thank y'all. This was nice.